So down goes the green flag, and they slither away. Jack Wilt in 1:10, finding it's become much, much wetter, much more treacherous in the last few minutes since the heavens open, and this is going to be very difficult indeed for them. It takes you back rather to the old days of watching hot rods on the Shale at Wimbledon, but you see the reduced pace already. A spin as 129 Keith Conlon has gone around, going out of the field bend. He's back up and running. Jason Jackson leads by dint of being released slow in a straight line, I think, as they tiptoe their way down towards the Horton Bend. So it's going to be quite a long 20 laps. 3:31, Jason Jackson is the leader. Jack Wilkes gets sideways and he's put back into a straight line briefly, and then bumped around by 146, who had nowhere to go in all of that. Scott Morgan, the first contact straight in 1:10. There's more mayhem as Chris Tullett slides. 91, Billy Blackman has gone. There's just no grip at all for them as they go pirouetting around. Chris Tullett just about avoids everybody else, but it is woe betide anybody with a heavy right foot at the moment. There's hardly any traction whatsoever. Sadly, the rain has come in exactly the wrong moment for them. So it almost looks like a full course yellow sort of situation as they crawl round. Jason Secker getting all committed on the home straight, suddenly finds a little bit of grip, and he's finding any traction as he gets to the field bend. He goes wide, more spinners. Around has gone Lee Monday, around has gone 304 Paul Francis. Anybody leading this, by the way? Boxer in 3:31 is the one driver that's not had a drama, I think, yet. He might put a lap here on 5:29 in a moment. Jason Secker almost acting a bit like a snowplow as he sort of digs up the shale on the outside and loses a lap. 3:31, Boxer Jack comes through. Don't go quicker in his banger, I think. Goes down towards the field there. Jason Secker again very sideways, and hoping that the road dries out a little bit. If the rain eases, the trail will be able to soak this up, but it's whether or not the rain does ease. 3:04, I think, has had enough of going sideways. Paul Francis parked in the middle. So 3:31, Boxer Jack leads. In second is 146, Scott Morgan, who was a little bit delayed early on. And the third place, 3:05 we're going for, which is Harry Botfield. Well, Dad's away running the Bangor Gold Rush at Mendip. Then so Harry's having a good run in the hot rod. Right, that's the top three, more or less. Boxer Jack is on the back straight. 146, Scott Morgan was second. And third, still 3:05. Although Mike Daniels at 7:30 is coming into the equation as well, getting a little bit closer. Behind him on the road at least, 180 Lewis Rennick. 3:31, Boxer Jack goes through. About to try to put a lap on Jack Wilkes, who was the man on pole position. But so many of them have had problems with this. Boxer has just been biding his time, and again tiptoes up the inside. More drama over on the field bend. There's 195, but it's Poplar understeers out wide. We've got a little tap in the tail from an understeering out wide Jason Secker. 146 now arrives on the scene. Scott Morgan with really nowhere to go, trying to find a way through. Any contact in this, I think, is far from deliberate. Jason Secker occasionally, like on the bends, is able to find lots of cemetery and speed and get sideways, but then the car just washes out and it doesn't really do him any good in the long run. So he falls back behind Scott Morgan. So 3:31 leads the way still. 146 for second, and 3:05 has now dropped from third because 29 has gone ahead of him. Dwayne Peacock gets up into third place. And 122 has also gone ahead of 3:05. So 29 for third, 122 for fourth. Might have another change for fifth in a moment. Botfield being given a bit of attention by 180. 195 is in the mud on the outside of the Horton Bend this time around. And Boxer Jack continues to hold sway as he goes down the back straight once again. So 3:31 is your leader. And he might lap everybody in this if he really tries hard enough, because he's about half a lap, give or take, up on 146. 29 for third place, 122 for fourth on that back straight. 7:30 we reckon is now got up past 122 by Daniels, who's also up from that third wave of cars. So he's on that lead lap, he's done a good job, hasn't he? Mike Daniels from the Lightning Rod star. Behind him 87 has had a spin over on the Horton Bend. Now 29 therefore might be caught by 7:30 before the end of this. 29 going through Dwayne Peacock in third place, 7:30 Mike Daniels for fourth, 129 for fifth, 122 for sixth, and they go through 3:05 trying to come back into the mix as well. Right, is the road getting a bit less wet? Say drier, but maybe a bit less treacherous. And that's halfway. Time has flown, Mr. Starter, has it not? Halfway for you this time in this 20 lapper. Right, 331, Jason Jackson tiptoes down the back straight. On a balance, and is now in and amongst the back markers. I've no fears about the boxer getting through, but it's whether anybody suddenly snaps sideways ahead and eliminates him. There's nowhere for him to go on the home straight because we've got almost 3 abreast. He's got the lap on Botfield. That'll give him a bit of cheer. Always good battle between Jackson and Botfield. Right, boxer goes through. He's put a lap on Rennick, a lap on Tullett, a lap on Botfield as well. About to get himself past 122 to lap up 7th place. Right, then behind in 2nd spot is still 146 Scott Morgan, then 29 Wayne Peacock. Although again, Jason Secker throws the car up the inside, lots and lots of boxes in lock, and the door is wide open as he comes through. So Jason Secker, who lost the lap at least early on in the race, not in the placings, but it's just fascinating to watch because periodically that car suddenly develops speed, but then just slides away. 87 is up against the plating. Dylan Moore having a pretty horrible race. Meanwhile, Boxer has put a lap on 122 as he comes down towards the Walton bend. Richard Norman goes a lap down. We're not watching this in slow motion, but over the line they go, and 331 Boxer Jack then. Trying to keep the car in a straight line, being ever so gentle with the throttle. It's a bit of a masterclass this in how you should race on really treacherous conditions. He's got Billy Blackman ahead of him, who's all sideways, but Billy has a good race to slide out of Boxer's way rather than into it. No dramas there then. Through they come. 110 Jack Wills way down. 146 Scott Morgan still there for 2nd, but getting ever closer to being lapped in 2nd place because the next gaggle of cars behind, 29 Wayne Peacock, 730 Mike Daniels, 129 Keith Conlon, 184 Lee Monday, he was delayed early on, but they're all fighting now for 3rd place, and Boxer's getting closer and closer. He is looking to put a lap on the Winter Nationals champion, number 16, Charlie Homewood Burrows. He'll do that with alacrity on the inside. He gets past Monday, he's going to get past Secker as well. That puts Jason at least 2 laps down, and then you've got 5th, 4th and 3rd next to be negotiated by the race leader. Jason Secker has decided that the sat-nav has stopped working. He sort of peels left there towards the Horton bend. Horrible race for the much-travelled Scottish driver. Mike Daniels gets all crossed up in front of Boxer, who had to lift and almost put a bit of assistance from the polo of Chris Tullett as they come by. 5 next time, Mr. Starter, please. You could write 5 on the board, I think, the pace they're spending for a lap. But anyway, that's it, yeah. S, X, well done. Spell 5. Down the back straight once again, goes 331. And for 2nd place, here he is, yes, just ahead of the leader in a sense. Scott Morgan is about to go across the line to do 5 laps, and number 4, surely it's going to be Boxer. So they tiptoe around, and now the real question is going to be whether 331 can lap everybody in the race. It will be quite something. Around has gone 184 Lee Monday, over on the Horton bend. And Billy Blackman tries to slide around the outside of him, which he has just about done. And Boxer puts a lap on 29. 129 is the next target, and then it's 146 Scott Morgan. And Jack Wills spins ahead of 129. Boxer just able to get through. Jason Jackson again, with close attention from Chris Tullett, goes safely past the traffic, ever so gently with the throttle as he comes up towards the line. And he gets the 5 lap forward as he goes through. 4 lap forward, forgive me. Not to go quick, but I thought. 4 lap forward. 331, Boxer Jack goes through. 4 laps to go. And he's got about half a straight before he can lap the 2nd place car. He's going to do it, isn't he? He's going to bonus award for lapping everybody. Boxer Jack then certainly laying down the gauntlet here. But if the road dries, for heat 2 it could be a very different story. Let's hope the road does dry for our sakes, especially if you're out there watching it. It's not much fun, I know. 3 laps to go. Right, the Boxer Jack as he goes by. And he's about, what, 5 lengths, 6 lengths back from 146 Scott Morgan. So have a look on the back straight. 331, catching 146. It's not for the lead, it is to lap everybody in the race. And here, with a huge amount of pace, Boxer Jack slides towards the inside. Jack Wilts has had another drama, and he's trying to get going, but has got no traction. The car does not want to go in a straight line, so he's still in stride. Boxer Jack has done it, he's lapped everybody in the race. Jason Jackson in 331 comes through now with 2 to run. And 146 Scott Morgan still 2nd, but having had to watch the race leader just sail on by. So down the back straight, 331, Jason Jackson the leader. And man up into second place. We reckon he's 126 now, Chris Tullett, who was sort of following Oxford, though he's a lap down. He has made it through into second place. 1 lap to go. So 3:31, now 126, Chris Tullett, in normally one of the smartest cars, but he's got him into second place even though he's a lap down. For third place now is going to be Keith Conlon in 129, so Scott Morgan 146, falling back into fourth place. So you can find a little bit of traction with the pay dividends. 305 Harry Popfield is Miller's drive as well as he looks for traction. Right then, here's what we prepared earlier. Checkered flag is at the ready, and Boxer Jack dominates heat number 1 for the 2 litre hot rods as they qualify for the Midland Championship. Jason Jackson, 3:31, comes across the line, falls sideways. He wins the first heat for the 2 litre hot rods. Great drive by Jason Jackson, and he's a lap up on everybody. We'll let the rest come home before we confirm placings. But 126 Chris Tullett for second, we reckon. Third, 129 Keith Conlon. Fourth, 146 Scott Morgan. 29 for fifth, split between Peacock. And then 195, that's down. So for sixth place, we're going with 16 Charlie Hopper Burrows. The rest will confirm in due course. There is a look at Jack Wilson. He's recovering after another spin. He's had a really horrid race here, but we'll get them all across the line. Just finishing at least Bagsy some points for the Midland Championship. 91 Benny Blackman's had another moment over on the back straight, but I think that'll do as the world's longest 20-lap hot rod race is done. That will do us, Mr. Starter, please. We can have a red flag to end